Welcome to another edition of Big Woo Top 20 Countdown. This week we're counting down the top 20 Christian songs, and we're talking to our guest, Doc Martin. And if she comes through, we're talking to our guest, Kiki Ba. We're going to get this countdown started, y'all. The number 20 song is actually, wow, it's from a really great artist. The number 20 song comes from my boy, John Reddick. I Believe It, The Life of Christ. Let's get into it. Number 20, I Believe It by John Reddick on Big Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, y'all, that was the number 19 song, Sinach with Done It Again. We're talking to our guest, Chris Martin. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? How's it going?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Tell my listeners about yourself.
All right. All those amazing, wonderful listeners. My name is my first name is Chris. Well, my first name is Chris. I go by the stage name Doc Martin. That
Okay.
stems from the fact that I have a Juris Doctorate in law, which means that I'm a lawyer. You know what I mean? And
Oh, wow.
I'm a lawyer by day and a singer by night, among many other endeavors and adventures, misadventures that I do.
Wow. You're also an actor, too.
I am, in fact, an actor
Don't
and
forget
an
about
executive
that.
producer of a film.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going to talk about all that. Tell me, um, how did you get into being being an actor? Oh, our guest is here.
All
Kiki,
right.
Hi.
what's up?
I'm good. Finally, I made it. Technology. Sometimes it works
Finally
with
got
you,
you.
sometimes against you. I just got offset, so I'm like in the parking lot right now.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. We're talking to Chris and Kiki Ba. Well, let's start off with you. How did you get into? We're gonna start off with acting. How'd you get into acting?
I was always interested in acting. In fact, acting was the first form of entertainment that like I wanted to pursue. As a kid growing up, having watched the Power Rangers, you know what I mean? Thinking to myself,
Yeah,
I really want to be like the Black Power Ranger Zach, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Or to play a cop like on so many of those other like Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, that was
yeah.
my guy. Eddie Murphy in that film. I wanted to be just like him, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I wanted to play these characters who seemed larger than life, who seemed like heroes and superheroes, you know what I mean? And so that's what got me off into my desire to act. But it was really just kind of interesting how I actually, in fact, got into acting, which was through
Mhm,
Charles Douglas and
mhm,
Paleth. Shout out to them who
mhm.
got me a lead role in
Really?
Godspell, which was
Yeah,
where I met you, Olu, and
yeah,
why I'm here today.
yeah, yeah. I'm splitting the time between both you guys. I've done this before. I've done two guests before. We're gonna do a little bit of Kiki. Kiki, you're a singer as well. Am I correct?
Yes, I am a singer songwriter, an
Uh huh.
independent singer songwriter, and I've had the opportunity to record a couple of albums independently. I also have a couple of EPs out there under my own record label, which is called Music for Life.
Ooh.
And this is, yeah, my first love, really. This is what I'm truly, deeply passionate about. And I do act as well.
Uh
I've
huh.
always had a lot of love and respect for actors, storytellers, and I think there are a lot of similarities between the world of singing, the world of music, and the world of acting.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
We're talking to two triple threats here. Uh oh. Uh oh.
I get
Chris,
it.
the actor, the lawyer, he'll sue you behind and sing to you. And then
That's right.
Kiki, she'll act and then she'll sing you.
How you guys doing? It's been hard for me to connect.
Awesome.
How you
I
guys
know it
doing
was
today? Oh
awesome,
yeah.
awesome, awesome. But you guys, we're gonna talk more to our guests. But let's get back into this countdown. The number 18 song comes from Elevation Worship and Maverick City Music. This song is called Worthy. Let's get into it. Worthy by Elevation Worship and Maverick City Music on Big Old Sub 20 Countdown. And y'all, that was the number 17 song, Jacqueline Carr with Jehovah Jireh. These songs are long, but I'm cutting them short for my guests. I love y'all guests. All right, we're gonna start with Kiki. How did you get into music?
How do I
Kiki
get
Bop.
into
Yeah,
how did I get into music?
yeah.
I fell in love with it. I just fell
Uh-huh.
in love with music as a child. I'd always been exposed to all genres, and I was living in Europe at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I come from a family that's very eclectic when it comes to music.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so my mom, who passed away, who was from the
Oh,
Congo,
rest
from
in peace.
Zaire, she used to play. We have a genre that's very popular in the Congo, which is called ndombolo, and
Uh-huh.
she used to play that sound all day long, every day, and also different, different French, European artists, American artists, and that's how it happened. I fell in love with music just by being exposed to it from a really
That's
young
awesome.
age.
That's awesome. And Chris, I'm gonna ask you the same question. How did you get into music? What was your introduction into music?
Well, I think I definitely have to thank my sister who dragged me to the children's choir at Phillips Temple Christian
Wow.
Methodist Episcopal Church
Shout
in
out to
the
them.
year 1995. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So I grew up singing in the church, singing in the choir under the tutelage of both Miss Sarah Strahan, who's gone on to glory, and the
Mhm.
choir director, Barbara Reese. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that is how I got into singing. You know what I mean? And I can remember, my first ever solo when I just mustered up the courage to finally ask Miss Strahan at the age of 10 years old in 1998. I said, Miss Strahan, would you mind if I got a solo? And she was like, sure, baby. And she gave me Away in the Manger for Christmas of 1998. And I will never forget that.
Wow. Wow. You guys, yeah, you guys have some interesting stories. We're gonna talk more to you guys. Let's get back into this music. The number 16 song comes from Elevation Worship and Maverick City. This song is called Talking to God. Let's get into it. Talking to God by Elevation Worship and Maverick City Music on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. You guys, that was the number 15 song. Dante Crowler and Dante Boyd Crowler. That song was God Really Loves You. Now it's time to get into the first extra song of the week. First extra song of the week is by my boy. This song is doing really, really good. This song was called "With You" by Doc Martin. Tell me about this song, could you please?
Yeah. This song was co-written with a college good friend of mine by the name of Thaddeus Brown. Goes by the stage name of Sample Space. He is a genius. He really is a
Wow.
genius when it comes to composing, arranging, and writing music. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Give me something jazzy with some Stevie Wonder type of chords. You know what I mean? Something that's a little bit different than what I'm used to doing. You know what I mean? And he came up with that. And I wrote some lyrics to it too, and there we have it.
Wow. So let's get into it. The first extra song of the week, Doc Martin with "With You" on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the first extra song of the week. We're talking to our guests, Kiki Ba and Doc Martin. Uh, I'm really interested. Kiki, is that your
Yeah,
given name?
no, my real name is a mouthful and then some. My real name, yes, it is. It is Kitangalakibinda. That's my real name,
Oh,
and that's why everybody
okay,
calls me Kiki. Yeah, because it's shorter.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. You're from the Congo, and you said you. What's up, man? You said you lived in you're from where you're a transplant of LA. But how, man? You tell me when I met you. I'll give you a background. I met her over at the premiere of this. I went to go see a film like about a couple of weeks ago.
Uh
It was
huh.
called. It was called.
The suspects. The
Suspect, because
suspect. Yeah.
I helped produce it by the past guest. Uh, I'm getting old. I can't remember names. I met her. We just started talking. We instantly clicked. We
We
instantly
did.
clicked.
We did.
Yeah, and she was telling me about her story. She was a singer. She's a songwriter. She's a actress. And we just became friends. We even shared a taco, y'all.
Yeah, we just clicked. We really did. It was a beautiful event. We got the chance to
Yeah,
network with some
yeah,
like-minded people, which is always a
yeah.
great thing to do. That's why we're here. We want to connect.
Why'd you choose the name Kiki Ba? You don't mind me asking.
I don't mind you asking at all. So, for a very long time, people had been calling me Kiki because, like I said, my
Uh-huh.
real name is just too complicated for a lot of people.
Okay.
And Ba is actually short for Balde, which is a
Oh,
really, really, really good friend of mine. That's his last name.
oh,
And
okay.
yeah, this is a person who means a lot to me. He's a person who's helped me a lot in my life, and
Okay.
um, and I don't think I would have made it this far hadn't I met him. So this was my way of telling him we will always be connected until the day we die.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Chris, Chris, I'm gonna talk to
Yeah,
you for a second.
yeah.
Um, why did you choose the name Doc Martin? Because Chris Martin is kind of cool, but why did you choose Doc?
Yeah, I feel like my natural name is pretty cool. Chris Martin is a cool name, but unfortunately, there's already a famous singer who goes by that name, who's the lead singer of Coldplay. So
Oh,
it's like, but that's out,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't be Chris Martin, even though that is in fact who I am. Um,
That's
so
awesome.
I chose the name Doc Martin because I have a doctorate in law, right? I have, let's call
Oh,
it, a
okay.
Juris Doctorate, and you know, my last name is Martin. I felt like Doc Martin was a cool name. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, I take that back. I did not come up with the name. I did a
Okay.
Facebook, like status asking everybody, like, what should my stage name be? And somebody
Uh,
else came up with the name Doc Martin. I was like, dang, you know what? That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, we're gonna talk more to our guests, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 14 song comes from Phil Wickham. This song is called "This Is Our God." Let's get into it. "This Is Our God" by Phil Wickham on Big Old Step 20 Countdown. You guys, we did it three in a row for you. Number 14 was Phil Wickham with "This Is Our God." Number 13 was Elevation Worship and Maverick City with "Worthy Is Our God." And number 12 was Holy Forever by the Bethel Music. You guys, it's time to get into one of my favorite parts of this countdown. Look, this is the time that we make you laugh. This is my favorite stand-up comedian. He's my producer. He's my friend. He's a really great friend of mine. Matter of fact, we got some really great stuff coming up, you guys. I'll let y'all know after this song, after this stand-up. This is my boy, Carl Anthony. Let's get into it. The stand-up of Carl Anthony on Big Old Step 20 Countdown. You guys, that was the awesome Carl Anthony with stand-up. Um, we're talking to our guests, Doc Martin and Kiki Ba.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Chris, how did you're a lawyer? How the hell did you get into law?
Funny story about that is, in the eighth grade, I took a career test, and based on my
Uh-huh.
answers, they said that I should consider being one of three things, which would be an actor,
Uh-huh.
a preacher, or a lawyer. And
Uh-huh.
I told my mom that the test said that I might want to consider being a lawyer. Not that I would definitely become
Uh-huh.
one, but that I might want to consider being one. My mom
Yeah.
took that and ran with it. And she transferred me out of the school that I was in, Westchester High School, and put me at Dorsey High School, which had a law magnet program dedicated to push people to careers in law. And met Dr. Donald Singleton, who was a high school teacher there, and learned a lot from him. Majored in English and history in undergrad with the idea of going to law school. Took that LSAT, got a good enough score, get into law school, and here I am.
Wow, that is awesome. That
Thanks.
is awesome. Kiki, you said you have your own label, am I correct?
Yes, well, I mean, we are living in a world of technology, so
Yes.
it's a whole lot easier for artists to record their own material.
Yes.
Basically, you can hire a sound engineer from anywhere and, just let the marketing agents that you have recorded your tracks under your own record label. So it's not as
That's awesome.
complicated as it sounds. It's pretty easy to do nowadays in 2023.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys
Yeah.
are going to talk more to our guest, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 11 song comes from Chris Tomlin. The song is called Holy Forever. Let's get into it. Holy Forever by Chris Tomlin on Big Old South 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 10 song, Elevation Worship with Jehovah, featuring Chris Brown. Not the Chris Brown that you think of, not the violent Chris Brown. I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, "Oh my God, Chris Brown! He's doing gospel," but no, he's not doing. It's not Chris Brown that you think. It's time to get to the second extra song, which comes from our girl, Kiki Ba, Controlling. Tell me about this song, please.
Controlling is a song that's currently available on most platforms, and
Uh-huh.
it's a song about life and its struggles, and
Hmm.
how sometimes we may find ourselves in some very complicated situations that have such a negative impact on our well-beings. And so that's what the song is about. And it sounds as if I was talking to a human being, but I'm really not talking to someone. I'm just talking to that situation that is hard for me to handle. And I think a lot of people will be able to relate to the lyrics of the songs, because we're human beings and we go through life and its struggles on a daily basis. And the power of music is that it brings us together and it can help us get over difficult episodes or chapters.
Let's get into it. The second extra
Right.
song of the week, Kiki Ba with Controlling on Big Woo! Stop 20 Countdown. I stole that from Soul Train, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, y'all, that was an awesome song. Controlling. Yes. 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 And you're controlling your life. You both are
Yes,
controlling your lives. You all are
yes,
career people, positive black people, or African people. I call us Africans because we're all from Africa, somewhere. You know,
Thank
dang, you guys, it's so awesome. I mean, it's so great to have people on the show that have things going on besides something, besides the normal stuff. You're acting. Man, I'm proud to know both of you all.
Proud
I'm
to know
proud to
you
know
too,
both
Ola.
of you guys. Yeah, y'all. Anyways, now that I kissed your behinds, let me get into you know what, Kiki, you said you lived in London for a minute.
I
How
did.
did
I
you how
lived
did
in
you
England for a while.
how did you make it to LA?
Well, something was missing in my life, and it
Okay.
was just, being able to be more proactive when it came to music and acting. And I really believed that I had to come here, and that's why I made this move. I had a really good intuition, and something was telling me that I was going to get more opportunities in LA. I do believe we all have lucky places, and this
Yes.
is definitely one of those for me.
Yes. Chris. Wow. Doc. Chris. I call you Chris. I'm gonna call you Chris. I know your stage name is Doc, but you're Chris to me. Okay.
That's all
Uh,
right.
Chris, you got it going on. You're young. Oh! I forgot to say. You also have a movie coming out. Am I right?
I do. I do. It's still filming right now. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm mad at
Just
y'all
kind
because
of.
y'all didn't use me in the dancing scene, but it's all right. It's all right. I forgive you, brother. I forgive you, brother. I stayed all day at that dang set. All right.
Oh, okay.
I'm forgive you, brother. I forgive you. Okay. He can look at me like, what the hell?
My apologies for
No.
that. My apologies for that. And we've actually changed up some protocols regarding filming now to like make sure we get like extras like their scenes like early and so
Yeah.
that we can make sure that we film y'all. That's something that
Okay.
we had to work out there. So my apologies for that, my brother.
What's the name? What's the name of your film?
You know what? It's tentatively titled The Picture, but I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking that we're probably gonna end up changing the name. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's essentially, a will they, won't they romance. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In the vein of Love and Basketball, or The Notebook, or that TV show, The Game. Where the central
Mhm.
theme is two star-crossed lovers are separated by distance and time, and even other relationships. And the central theme is, will they get back together, or won't they? You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to turn out. I know it's going to be a good project.
Yes, I know it will be. I know it will
Yeah.
be. But you guys, we're gonna get back into this countdown. The next song is called "Elevate." Is by Elevation Worship. This song is called "More Than Able." Let's get into it. Elevation Worship with "More Than Able." You guys, we did a three in a row for you. We did Elevation Worship with "More Than Able." Number number. Oops, see, I don't even know where we're at. Oh, number 8 was Phil Wickham with "House of the Lord," and number 12 was Elevation Worship of Maverick City Music. Um, you guys, we're gonna do a special thing for you guys. We usually only do one independent song, but because we got both you guys who are singers, we're gonna do two independent songs. And we're gonna start with you with your song, Kiki Ba, You and Me Tonight. Tell me about this song, please.
Oh, You and Me Tonight. Have you seen the album cover?
Yes, 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 it's off the hook. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So just like the album cover, You and Me Tonight is a very sexy song.
All right
And
now.
yeah, so when I write according to my mood. And sometimes I feel more playful, and so I would come up with lyrics that are more out there. And sometimes I want to talk about something a little bit more deep. So
Hmm.
depending on my mood, the songs would be more or less sexy or aggressive. And this is definitely one of those sexy songs out there that I've
All
had the
right
chance
now.
to record. Yes, You and Me
All right
Tonight.
now. Oh, I love this song. But let's get into it.
All right.
You and Me Tonight by Kiki Ball, baby. Woo! Top 20 countdown, baby. Yeah, you guys, that was the awesome song You and Me Tonight by Kiki Ba. And it's time. I'm not gonna leave Doc out. This is just your remake of You and I by Stevie Wonder. Tell me how this song came. I should, you know what? I should play Brown Suede, but I'm focusing on you. Your solo. You also have the group, right? Tell me about this song. Why
The
you
You
chose
and
to
I
record this
song.
song? Yeah, tell me
You
about
and
this.
I. It's a special song written by Stevie Wonder. You know what I mean? And I love Stevie Wonder. I heard it at the Cheesecake Factory at the Grove back in 2014, and it stuck with me ever
Okay.
since. And I was like, you know what? I want to do it for myself. So I took it down a few keys and did it myself. And I was surprised at my ability to hit those notes at the end there. You know what I mean? So yeah,
So let's get into it.
I got to listen to
You
that
and
Kiki
I.
Ba song though. I want to listen to that Kiki Ba song, "You and Me Tonight." I'm gonna have
You
to,
and Me
search
Tonight.
that.
You
Yes.
gonna hear it. You gonna hear it. You gonna hear it. You gonna hear it on the countdown. Let's get into it. Doc Martin with You and I on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys. That was the Doc Martin remake of You and I by Stevie Wonder. Um, you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Both you guys a question. Um, you guys are like motivated. You're doing a lot. You're young. What is one? If you had to pick one career that you have to do for the rest of your life, singing, acting, lawyering, whatever. What is one career that you would really want to stick with for the rest of your life? We're gonna start
I'm
with
gonna let you go
you,
first,
Kiki.
Kiki. I'm gonna let you go first.
Kiki, ladies
Well,
first.
music has always been my first love. So being a singer songwriter to me is just like having a tattoo. It never goes away. It follows me wherever I go. And this is something that I need. I don't feel like it is a job. It's who I am. Being an artist to me is who I am. It's my personality. It's these are my traits and my character. So definitely music, 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 and more music.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
You know, singing is the thing that comes the most easily to me. You know, what I mean, it's although I had to, work hard to, gain the level of talent that I have. I felt like it was something that a lot of it came naturally to me. You know what I mean? Um, that said, if I had to choose one career, I would actually get to like public service, politics. That's always
Oh
been
wow.
what I want to do with my life and my career. You know what I mean? I want to run for office one day. And I feel like that's the
Oh
best way to
wow.
use the skills that I
Oh
have to
wow.
serve my community.
That is so cool. You
Thank you.
guys, wow. Kiki, what's the name of your latest project?
It's controlling. I'm working on an EP right now, but we're still recording
Okay.
songs. Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
it will be coming out. So,
Okay.
but controlling is the first single of that EP.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Doc, you also have a group. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going,
No,
Kiki.
that's all. That's what I
No.
wanted to say.
Oh, okay. Doc, you also have a group called Brown Suede. What's going on with
I
that?
do. I do. Brown Suede is a band that I am the lead singer of. We have over 250,000 streams on Spotify. Feel free to find us on all streaming platforms. Brown is in the color, Suede is in the material, all one word on all streaming
Okay.
platforms. And I love it. I love the work that we're doing. Working on EP right now, which will be
Okay.
like a concept album where each song tells a particular piece of a larger story about getting into a relationship, breaking up and going through the pain of dealing with that, and then finally dedication to healing. That's what
Okay.
that album will be about. Each song will tell a piece of that story. So be on the lookout for it, and check out our most popular song, "The One," Brown Suede, "The One."
Oh, all right now. All right now. You guys are going to talk more to our guests. We're going to get back into this countdown. Y'all get ready because don't get, if you're sensitive, get ready for the next question, y'all. The number uh, six song comes from Touring Wells. This song is called Joy in the Morning. Let's get into it. Joy in the Morning by Touring Wells on Big O 720 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number five song, Elevation Worship, Been So Good, featuring Maverick City Music and Chris Brown. This time we get into the old school Jamboree. The old school Jamboree is actually not really old school, but because it's his birthday, I decided to play it. This is Young Jeezy with Soul Survivors featuring Akon. Akon, let's go into it. Young Jeezy, Soul Survivors featuring Akon on Big. Woo! Stop putting the countdown, baby. Okay. Uh, I hear I hear feedback, but it's all right. Um, you guys, we're talking to our guests, Doc Martin and Kiki Ba. Um, I lulled you all into thinking I was professional for a minute. Now it's time to get to your business. I'm getting into your business. What's your dating life look like? Who you with? Represent, represent, represent. Let's talk. Let's start with you, ladies first. Kiki, represent. Who you with?
My dating life is definitely very interesting. Very
Okay,
interesting. I like to go with the flow.
all right.
I am all about energy. Good
Okay,
energy is what I love. But if I'm vibing with someone and we have something in common, they understand my passion for the art. They know how much I love music and how much I love to be on stage and on set, and they're okay with it. And they don't get too jealous when you have to do a scene with a male partner. Then we're fine. We're fine. So that's
that's
about
awesome.
my yes. That's
That's
my
awesome.
dating life. I like non-complicated relationships.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Chris, now y'all gotta get in your business, brother. You know me. I got don't act like you shy. Come on now.
Well, I'm just out here living my life, doing me. You know what I mean? And
Hold on. That's a proper answer.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You know, just taking things one day at a time. You know what I mean?
All right, Chico.
And at the right time,
Okay.
I will be sure to, you know, make the appropriate moves that God has for me.
All right now. All right now. You got inspirational towards the end. That's all right. That's all right. You guys have 1 minute each to say something inspirational. Say something inspirational.
I'll
Kiki,
let
let's
you
start with
start,
you.
Doc. Oh, I have to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you, first of all, for having me on
Yeah.
your podcast. Thank you so much for being patient because technology doesn't always work in my favor.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
yes, so I'm just very excited with all the good stuff I've been working on lately. I have some albums out there, EPs out there. So please, guys, feel free to go online and check them out. Everything is under my name, Kiki Ba, KikeeBah. I'm very grateful for all the opportunities that have presented themselves to me,
Yes.
and I hope I will keep on working until the day I die. I just want to have a long and amazing career, just like Betty White did.
That's right. All right now. I love that. I love that. Come with it, Chris. Inspiration. Pretend like you're in the courtroom.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
My inspiration for today is to let you know that you are loved, you are appreciated, you are good enough, and you can accomplish each and every single one of the things that God has for you. You will do those things that God has placed on your heart to do. And to not be afraid of what the future holds, but to know that throughout all of it, God has you in the palm of his hand and he will work it out for your good. Just have faith, knowing that it will be done and you will be just fine. Feel free to follow me on IG at
Not
Doc
yet. Not yet.
underscore
Not yet. Not
Martin.
yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet, bro.
Not yet.
Not
All
yet.
right.
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. You got a couple more songs before that.
All
So
right.
go
All
ahead.
right.
Let's get to the number four song is actually one of my favorites. CC Winans. This song is called "Believe for It." Let's get into it. Number four, "Believe for It" on Big Old South 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys. We did three in a row for you. We did CC Winans was at number four was "Believe for It." Number three was Elevation Worship with Lion, and number two was CC Winans again with "Goodness of God." The number one song. Let's get into it. Drum roll, Elevation Worship, and Maverick City with Gyra. Let's get into it. Number one song, Elevation Worship, and Maverick City with Gyra on Big Old Step 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number one song. How can people reach you all? Chris, you were getting ready, gung ho about it. Tell everybody how they can reach you.
Yes. Feel free to reach me on IG, Instagram at Doc underscore Martin 88. That is DOC underscore MARTIN, Doc underscore Martin 88. The year I was born. Follow my band, Brown Suede, on all streaming platforms. Brown is in the color, Suede is in the material. That's all one word. And I also have my solo stuff on all streaming platforms as well. If you just search for Doc Martin Obsession, that's a song that I have with intro by Neo,
Uh oh.
or Doc Martin with you. You're gonna find some good stuff on there. So appreciate y'all.
Kiki Ba, how can people reach you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram for sure, Facebook. I do a little bit of Twitter. Everything is under my stage name, which is Kikiba, Kikeeebah. Once again, I have some albums and EPs out there on most platforms such as iTunes, Amazon, iHeart, and I'm always looking forward to getting to know people who are in love with music as much as I am. I'm open to collaborations. I just love meeting new artists because I think we have so much in common, and we can also learn from one another. So this is where I can be found at
That's
all those
awesome.
beautiful platforms. Yeah.
Thank you so much to our guests, Doc Martin and Kiki Ba. I love every single one of you all. Thank you for the listeners. Thank you for the radio stations that carry us, the Block FM, Kill Radio, SoCal Radio, Apple Podcasts, all the streaming platforms, and all the listeners. I want to say thank you for holding me down for the past 8 seasons. You believe this is the fourth show of the 8th season? I think this is a show 180 of the podcast. Wow, we did it. We did
Wow.
it, y'all. Yeah,
Congratulations.
man.
It's amazing.
Thank you, you all. You all are just so awesome. And you guys for the thought. Oh, if you want to reach me, you can www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI. You can find this show. You can also find other stuff like my music, stuff like that. And we have something special coming up for you next week. But you guys, the thought for the week is never ever give up, and you will succeed. And we always end this with a gospel song. The gospel song that we're going to end this with is called Kirk. Is by Kirk Franklin. This song is called All Things. Let's get into it. All Things by Kirk Franklin on Big. Woo! Stop 20 countdown, baby. Yeah. And may God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again. And that's it.